Hello everyone, I'm Connected Textures. Welcome back to another Redstone tutorial. This is the Basewide storage system. It's like an ender chest made entirely out of redstone. Let's say you're in the furnace room, and you need cobblestone to smelt into smooth stone. Well, put the cobblestone in, press the button, and wait a bit. Now you've got a full stack of cobblestone. But always make sure to put one back in the item key. The beauty of this system is that it can work anywhere. Say you're in a different part of your base. I don't know. That's outside, yeah. Say you need something from outside. You want wood. You're working on the outside of your house. You take wood, and maybe you want some stone and some sand, because you're doing some base work. So you want wood, stone, and sand. So you press that button, and then you do whatever you want while you wait for your items to come back from the one main storage vault. There we go. We've got a full stack of everything. Let's say you're back from the mine, and you've got to fill up your storage system. Well, you take out all of the placeholder items, grab the load receipt, and input it. Well, you've loaded it all up, and you got the load receipt back. Maybe we need to do a little bit more. Let's follow it this time. And it's loading in the cobblestone as we speak. Notice too how it set its own switches. This way it remembers the path it came from, so it always returns to the terminal you sent it from. And it's here. Put that back, and then you fill that back in with your placeholder items. With this system you can access an infinite number of chests from anywhere in your base, be it upstairs, the mine, I don't know, maybe outside, or in the bedroom, or in your furnace room. All of it could be accessible. Every one of the same item from the same chests everywhere. So let's get on with the tutorial. The main hub, which is the machine that stores and processes your items, takes up an area of 8 across, 13 back, and 12 up and down, with 2 blocks being needed underneath your input track. The input track is shown in green here, so it will be at the front right of your system. If you're standing on your input track and looking into where the hub should go, take a look at your direction. If you're facing west or north, you're going to build one version. If you're facing south or east, you're going to build a different version. They're not that different, and so I'll only point out when it will be different. The materials needed are on screen now. Start by placing a line of blocks 8 in length. Add a parallel line of blocks next to it, like so, with a connecting block here. Run regular rails around it like this. Break these two, put one here, and then add the 2 back. Add 4 blocks onto it, turn once, build up diagonally twice, and add 8 blocks onto the end. You should be 1 away from the edge. Come 3 blocks from the end, add a block to the other side, and build up diagonally 5 times. Build out 3, skip a block, and build to 1 before the end, and up 1. Then add 1 over. Next, you will put a block here, here, and a hopper here. Add a detector rail here, 2 powered rails, normal rails like this and up to here, the powered rail here, normal rail here, and a detector rail here. Put a regular rail here, a detector rail, power rails up to here, with regular rails like this. Come back up to this gap and place an observer facing downward, with the detector rail on top of it. Build powered rails up to here. And I made a mistake earlier, so delete this block and add a slab there. Whoopsies. Then put a detector rail and a regular rail. Come underneath. Build down diagonally twice. Add 5 to the end. Come forward once. Add 3. And build up 1. Then come and put your powered rail, normal rails, like so, with powered rails going upwards. This is it for our rails. We are going to build the item sorter now. This is what determines whether the carts will go and be loaded with items or go and deposit their items back into the system. This is what I was showing you earlier with that load paper. This can be anything you want, as long as it stacks up to 64. So for my case, I used a piece of paper, and I renamed it in an anvil to load. But renaming stuff in an anvil costs levels, so you can use anything you want, really. You want to use dirt, use dirt. I wouldn't recommend it, though, because you might actually want to store dirt. So you can't use any item you're going to store in here. You need to use something special. So let's say that you're never going to ever input bamboo into the system. This could be your way of letting the system know that you want to load it. Come here with a slab, put a comparator on it, a block here, a block underneath of it, a block down one, back up, with a torch on it. Then place 2 pieces of redstone dust here. Now you're going to add 5 hoppers like this, 1 pointing into the track, and 4 more on the end of it so it meets up with the dropper. Here's where you're going to put your special item in. I'm taking paper, since I'm in creative mode, this doesn't matter, and I'm renaming it to load. Now what you're going to do is come to this first hopper, put 1 in here, and then add this up so that it equals 18. So this is our item sorter. If we throw down a piece of paper on it, then we get 1 down here. You need to do that. It's actually important to do that. You need to do it once, because if nothing's sitting in here, it won't work. So you need to make sure there's 18 in here plus 1 down here. So now if I throw 1 on it, you get 1 out here, plus another 1 still in here. And if I throw any other item on it, it won't get picked up by the hopper. Only the pieces of paper that say load on them will. Alright, let's build the circuit that determines whether the minecart is full, because it will only ever send a minecart back if the minecart is full of items. Come next to this detector rail, add a comparator, a block to the side, and a block up. Redstone on it like this, a lever here, and flick it on. Next to your comparator, put your sticky piston with your glass pane on it. Come behind the sticky piston, put a block here, and redstone on that block. Okay, now for the yellow circuit, which determines if the cart is empty when it's loading. Come out from this observer. Put a block here, 2 up, back, and make a square. Add redstone on top of it like this. Come back down, and then go right back up, putting redstone on these 2 blocks. Put a torch on this one, and your sticky piston here. Add a block here, a block here, a comparator here, a block here, and a sticky piston here. Next, go underneath the observer, put a block here and here with redstone on that. Come over like this, redstone here, and a repeater on 2 ticks delay, with a block on top of it. Come underneath and put a redstone torch. Finally, come underneath this rail and put a lever here. This will turn it on. Come back with your levers and put 1 here, 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 and here. That's all of your levers used up. Alright, your next step is to put a dropper facing up, then out, with a hopper here, comparator here, a block here, a block underneath it, a block down here, and back up with a torch on this side. Take a repeater and dust. Next, take a garbage block, or a block you don't mind to not have, and chuck it in this hopper here. It should go and fill in this dropper. Now, since we're facing north or west, we want this track to flip the other way. We do this by putting a minecart down here, and then breaking it. Now it's in the correct state for the minecarts to shoot around this way. This loop of track is designed to not allow 2 minecarts to enter the module at once, and I can show you that. Give this a good push, and we'll send a second one in. It goes around the loop and comes back. But the one that originally went in comes back, flips the latch, so that a new minecart can enter the module once again. By the time your minecart is entering this, you want it to have a pretty high speed, which is why I had to sprint with it. So make sure there's at least 5 golden rails, or powered rails, before this loop. So this would be 1, and you want 4 more. This is not included as part of the item list, as you should already have a track set up. Alright, this is the last circuit. It determines whether to send the minecart underneath to pick up items, or go to the top to deposit items. Place a block here, down here, back up, with a comparator here. Add another block here, here, and here, with redstone on it. Take a torch and put it here. Next, run a line of blocks down like this. Add redstone on top of them, and cut off the redstone here. Then, put one final piece of redstone there. Now it's time to add in the minecarts. First, you want to set up a space like this for them. Then, you can take one of these powered rails, put a block down, and put it on here. This is the fun part. You can put as many chest minecarts as you want. They all occupy the same space. I'll be adding 3. 1, 2, 3. So it's a double and single chest. But there can be infinite minecarts in this spot. Break these 2 blocks and they will fall down nicely. You can take the rail back and put it back in its spot. To put the hopper minecart in its place, build down here and put a slab. Then take away this rail and this block. Then push the hopper minecart into it. Also, a slight correction. Put this slab back, and this needs to be a detector rail, not a normal rail. I don't know when I made this mistake in recording, but just keep in mind that this needs to be a detector rail and not a normal rail. Finally, come underneath your hopper minecart and put a hopper right there, pointing into these chests. That's it. Your northwest version of this system is done. All you need to do is connect it to the little modules. Alright, now if you're not building facing north or west, that is to say, you're facing east or south, then you need to make these changes. Take a lever, I said take a lever, and put it underneath here and turn it on, so that this is facing this way. Next, toggle this so that it's off by default. This way the track looks the same. Now the more intricate part that requires the 2 more dust and 1 more torch has to do with this orange circuit. So we need to come here, we need to break this down, break this, shift it over so now it's under here with a torch here. Break the rest so that there's nothing left here. This way it'll be easier to work with. Add 2 blocks, and 1 up here. Put redstone on them. Build down 1, back up 1, add a torch. Then come up here, and add 3 more. Fill in the block underneath here with a piece of redstone on it. Then put 1 more here with redstone here. Come next to this torch, and run your blocks into here, adding redstone on them like this. Now you can see that the rail points the right way again. Congratulations, that's the hub module complete. Alright, here comes the interesting bit. Building the lines into the hub itself. You want to make sure that at every intersection, you have at least 4 blocks of either side. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, you know, you get the rest. Just like that. At every one, you want to have at least 4 blocks minimum between this one and this one. These intersection changing ones need to change a little bit for every situation that pops up, and that's why I can't really give a step-by-step tutorial for every single possibility out there. And that's why also it's not going to be the same design for every single one, but they're going to be very similar. Okay, let's add power to the line. And I forgot to put a block in. Silly me. There we go. It faces the right way. And it faces back the other way. This was accidentally set from a previous test run, but it did exactly what? I'll show it again. Come on, I'll show it again. It goes in, and then since we don't have anything in there, it's going to stop here. It'd fall back down, come back out, go around through there, and reset this. Again, we need to do something similar here, where we swap this as the minecart comes in. So come about 4 back, drop her up, over, hopper, comparator. I need that block back actually, I just threw it in the hopper system. Whoops, where's it at? There we go. Block down, redstone. And again, we need to double invert it. So we can actually use the same system for this one. The same design. Point directly into it. Always make sure to fill them with an item. Let me add the power back. And what's this? It's going to go down that way. That's bad. But all we need to do is put a detector rail here. Then we can take redstone out like this. Now I had to do it here because again it can't be parallel, it needs to point into it. If you're playing before 1.16, so before the Nether update, your redstone's going to look like this. That's fine. After the Nether update, you want your redstone to look like a cross. So now any minecart coming up this direction will flip the switch to the correct direction. And any minecart coming back down the line, if it come from this direction, it will be fine. Alright, if we're coming up from this direction, we can do the same thing. So the cart will flip it, go that way, and then flip it again, and not flip it again, sorry. Flip it, not flip it. I can't use words to come back that way. Oh my gosh. And if we're coming from this direction, then we want to build another one of those. So we go about 4 blocks back. Build up a dropper. I keep losing my items because I'm big stupid like that. Hopper. Why did I do that? Why did I do that? Comparator. Block. Dust. Double inversion. Then throw in an item. For this one, we actually want it to be a toggle, which just uses what we've been using before. I need my redstone back. Double inversion. We have to do it a bit like this. Or no, we can just do it like this. Sorry, never mind. No need to be complicated. There we go. A lesson to be learned is don't build these too close. You need at least 3 rails between the junction, or else the minecart will skip it, and you'll have to do another retake of your YouTube video. Although that didn't happen to me, of course. I'm way better than that. So with all of these in place, the minecarts will always know what home to return to. And then this one. And then this one. And finally, this one. Alright, and the last thing to go over is the little access terminals. Now, you could just run it into, I don't know, the end of the line with a button like this. This works perfectly fine, and there's no reason to be fancy. But if you want to be fancy, like what I showed over there, you totally can be. Put a detector rail here, and we get to build this circuit again, one more time. But this time, I'm using purple blocks. 2 of them. Block. I don't have any resources posted for this because it's technically not in the required design for this to work. All that's in there is the absolute minimum. And then a trapdoor on top with your button down here. Then you can carry the line in using a regular rail here. I'm sorry, a powered rail there, and normal rails here. Oh, and make sure to put an item in here. So when you press this button, it keeps it closed. And when the minecart comes back, it opens it again. Alright, and now for the final part, which is actually using it. So if we take out filler items, you want your filler item, it can be anything. I chose a wooden sword because it's cheap and you can't sort wooden swords in the system. So you take it and you just fill it with a filler item, like so. Then you come over here, you see, remember this special thing that we made? You make a copy of it. You get, like, I don't know, maybe a barrel or a chest or something. Put it in here. So whenever you want to load something, you do that. So now you can add what you want to fill the system with. Always make sure to put a key item in here. And I say key because it's like an item key. This is what you use to call it. So let's take out our filler items, put in our special item, and then what we want to load it with, and send it on its way. Ooh, 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 uh-oh. Ah, dang it. I didn't catch that. That's okay. I can just send it again. Nothing bad happened. Yeah, there we go. Whoops. Alright. Takes the load, swaps it, goes up to the top, and is now rapidly emptying its items into here. And we use the hopper minecart because it can suck really fast, and hoppers can only suck really slow. This way the turnaround time is really quick. It's empty, and it sends it back on its way. And you even get your load receipt back. So now, if we want sand, we put the sand in, and filler items. So filler items when you're requesting something. No filler items if you're loading something. Because you don't want to load your filler items into the system, then you're never going to get them back. And then it sends it back with the sand. And you've got one completed base-wide storage system. I've been Connected Textures. Thanks for watching.